over here, and we're going to be doing the 16-bit war, and the SNES is going down. Indeed. Relic Outlaws.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Hot Diet 7 RCT bringing you another live stream. This time around, our famous or infamous collab with Aaron Classic Gamer, and tonight we declare war.
16-bit war.
16-bit war. And oh my, do we have ammunition to shoot each other. This is gonna be fun. It's gonna be crazy, and I hope you guys are on for the ride. So yeah, we're here. We made it.
Indeed. I have to tell you though that Sega does what Nintendo don't. Remember that.
Of course. Yeah. We're gonna start with those. Okay, yeah, whatever, no problem. So tell me, buddy, how do you plan to?
Kick your ass.
I'm not trying to insinuate anything, but
this is how I roll, man. Right here with Sonic. This is how I roll.
No, I don't want to see the pot belly. I have a pot belly of my own. I don't want to show that.
You love that. You love the pot belly. Just go with it.
The awesomeness of
the awfulness of Nintendo. You're pronouncing it incorrectly.
Yeah.
The awfulness that is Nintendo.
The standard of the industry that everybody copies, by the way. Thank you very much.
Even though it came out 2 years later. Yeah, that's right. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Right. Yeah. Trying to make shit up, man. What the hell is that? Okay. Launch. Give me your best shot. Launch.
Lunch.
What's up?
We're going to eat at lunch. I'm going to play a launch game. I'm going to play me some Golden Axe. I don't know what you're going to play. I'm going to play some Golden Axe.
Oh my God. Okay, what system are you representing, Aaron?
The Sega Genesis, man.
Exactly. And what were the launch games for it?
All sorts of good stuff. One of which being Golden Axe, which is playing in the background. Altered Beast. So 2 arcade games starting out. You know, of course, all the awesome arcade games coming out on the Sega Genesis, I might add. We had Space Harrier 2.
Right.
That's a 3rd arcade game. And then we have Ghouls and Ghosts, which is a port of an arcade game. Man, Sega must be the console everybody goes to play the arcade games. That's what it looks like, amongst other things. But those are the 4 that I can really hit on.
Yeah, you keep selling
that
it
are my favorites.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Those 4 are my favorites. I don't know.
So
you want to throw out a couple of horrible launch games for the SNES?
Well, let me see. On my side of things, on the SNES, we have Pilot Wings, which was something that was never done before, and certainly even Genesis in its lifetime never managed to produce something similar to that, I might say. We had Gradius 3, which is one of the biggest shooter franchises of all time.
It's a good game, I'll give you that.
Amazing.
But not as good as Space Harrier 2, but pretty good. I'll give you that.
Yeah, the Amazing Mario World. Can't say much about that except that basically it's outsold basically everything else on the era. But yeah, I'm gonna be cool and.
You know why it outsold? Because it was a pack-in game. A pack-in game.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. You can say whatever you want. It still outsold everything.
Yeah.
So. Now. Sim City was there too, so that one I can't defend.
Shit City?
That's not my, Sim City. So.
I can't believe you were bringing that up, man. I left out the garbage and just told about the good games, man.
I am going to be.
If you're going to leave out the garbage, though, you wouldn't be able to talk.
I would say that about you, though. I would very much say that about you, but okay, you want to be silly? We can be silly.
I'm not being silly, I'm being factual, but that's okay.
Before we go to the silliness, no, if you are going to talk about facts, you better bring up the facts. Where are those facts? Where is the shittiness? Where is the facts and the shittiness and all that stuff that you're talking about? Yeah, I thought so. Anyways.
It took 2 additional years for the Super Nintendo to come, the Nintendo to come up with anything that could even go against the might and power that was the Sega Genesis.
Oh my God!
The might and power.
That it took what? How many? What?
2 years.
How many years?
2 years.
SNES?
Yeah, 2 years.
Okay,
man.
buddy. Before we go into telling our audience all three of you out there, about
They
the
may be-
launch games and how that worked. We're going to talk about the games that we're going to be actually giving away at the end of the stream. Now, ironically, we already have our own camps. However,
Yeah, we found a game
being the
from
guy
each side that we
am,
both liked.
I plan on giving out here Sonic the Hedgehog.
And then we got
and my buddy,
Super Mario
Alan Cousin Gamer.
World.
Even though he's an idiot, but he's a good-hearted person in the end. So, yeah, that's basically it. So,
You're horrible.
back to the launch.
I don't think even his mother
remember,
loves
guys,
him.
in the end, stay tuned because each one of us is going to ask a question so you can get a chance to win that game. All right? So stay tuned, and we'll give you the cue and give you the chance to answer that question
It'll be
to
awesome.
win the games.
Free games. We gave away 2 free
Now-
games 2 weeks ago. So there's 2 more this week.
Now,
Pretty
on
cool.
my side, what are you going to be offering on your side of the stream? Like, you know, what you got going over there? You're going to have all the Sega Genesis games.
Oh, yeah.
Is
Some
there
really
a
awesome.
particular order?
Well, yeah, we're going to start out with some of the launch games is what I'm going to do. We're going to start out with, you know, those 4 games that I was talking about. Those are Golden Axe, Altered Beast, Space Harrier 2, and Ghouls and Ghosts that I'm going to
So
be
how
talking
about
about.
we both move? How about we both move to our respective gameplay screens?
Okay.
So that
okay.
way we give our viewers, you know, give our viewers a chance to see.
This is where the
what's
ass
really
kicking
cooking.
begins. You're right, sir.
Yeah, so you say, and so you will
Ass
get.
kicking. Ass
Let me
kicking.
bring down my Iron Maiden music here.
We-
that
we
is
are
extremely
relics, so-
kick-ass, but-
We are relics, so I got to put on my
So here we
spectacles
go,
here.
guys.
My spectacles.
Look at that beauty.
That's how I roll. All right, check out this beautiful Golden Axe game. Nearly arcade perfect, I'd like to say. Cool beans. I'd like to note
Let
that
me go here.
the horrible Nintendo was still plugging out games at this point, the original NES. I don't think Nintendo could raise enough funds to make the SNES, is that correct?
Now you see,
Isn't
that
that
is
how
the
it
main
goes down?
difference between this creature right here and myself is that he is going to make the brunt of his attack into childish little thingies that he's going to be saying, and I'm going to bring the proof. I'm going to bring
Proof is in the pudding
realistic
there.
nature of this war, which are the games. The games are going to be talking for me. I don't have to talk for them, but they speak for themselves. So, yeah.
Yeah, you have
keep at
fun.
it, buddy.
Go
Keep
ahead,
at it
play-
with your childish
Play
gibberish,
some
or
Shit
whatever
City
the
for
hell you call
everybody to
that.
enjoy.
Yeah, yeah.
Gold Shit City.
Now, one of the first ones from this era, of course, like I mentioned already, is Pilot Wings. So I'm gonna bring that one right up here.
Kind of a fun game, not really. But I'm playing the awesome, venerable Golden Axe, which I loved playing in the arcades back in the day. And I have to say, this is nearly arcade perfect. Looks beautiful, plays great.
And saying arcade perfect is not saying much. Just saying. Okay. So yeah. So you pay $50 to play almost arcade game when the arcade game itself was pretty short. Okay. Yeah, I see how that's gonna be flying off the shelves.
I don't know about
Okay,
you, man,
so-
but I was spending a ton of money back in the day.
Now,
Maybe
I
you were
don't
one
know
credit
about
clearing
you guys.
everything, but I sure
I don't know
wasn't.
about you guys out there, but this at least, say what you will about the style of the game, but at least it's an original game. You know,
What a schmuck.
original for the system, you know? Of course, it's showing off the capabilities that the Sega Genesis could never have, which was scaling, in which Nintendo called Mode 7, as that extra mode that the system was capable of producing.
Yeah, I bet if
Giving us
Sega utilized
amazing
2 more
scaling
years of
effects.
development time, I'm sure they would have awesome abilities like that. But it's all about the games here, man.
Yeah, you say. Ah! Oh! There you go.
Probably died already.
Yep.
Awesome stuff. Here in a minute, we'll be rising from your grave, which is unbelievably arcade perfect, I might add. You know, I understand. You may not have enjoyed the arcade, but I sure did back in the day, fella.
I'm not saying that it was bad. It's that you're just calling it like it's the second coming of something. I don't know, and it's really just an arcade port, dude.
That's what made it so great. You could bring the arcade home. This was the first generation that you could do that.
Yeah, well, okay. If it makes you feel better, it's okay. So, it's alright. I understand that, you know, underwhelming and stuff like that, but it's okay.
Despicable.
Now, this one gave you a chance to fly planes, parachute.
That's awesome.
Do skydiving and jetpacking.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing, amazing game.
Oh, jetpack. That sounds great.
Parachute.
Instead, I'm a dwarf right now in the awesome realm of Golden Axe. My brother was killed by Death Adder, and I'm off to get revenge. See, that sounds a hell of a lot more interesting. I'm gonna parachute. Such a fun game. I get to pick up this game at any time and play. It is wonderful. Tons of fun. That's why I'm saying it's the gameplay that brings you in, man. It's the gameplay. Stay for the games. So what was it? What was Nintendo doing in 1989? I'll tell you, releasing a third Mario. That was it.
Jesus Christ, is that the best you got, man? Just some
it's factual.
Crap?
You're saying that you're bringing.
Man?
That's not fanboyish. That's what was occurring.
Yeah. So you say. So you want to appeal to that sector? I can tell. But it's okay.
Granted, it was a fun game, but it was on last generation. It was on last generation hardware. Pretty underwhelming last generation hardware.
If you want to be honest to the people out there, why don't you say the truth? And the truth is that basically Sega Genesis was not launched as a creator of this bit or that bit. It was just simply to take on the NES beast that was the Nintendo Entertainment System. They knew that they couldn't compete with the other system that came before. Even though it was a great system, it wasn't. Excuse me. They couldn't compete, so they had to up the ante, and they had to,
because of unfair business practices.
The graphics. Oh my God, Jesus! Let the adults talk here for a second. Okay, so basically.
Well, you're not telling the whole story. You're telling half of what the story was.
Are we gonna play games we're gonna discuss, or what we're gonna do? Because if we really want to do this right, you can't be talking those little silly fanboyish things, man.
Fanboy.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay,
so Sega Genesis came out. The Sega Genesis came out, and of course they had an amazing marketing campaign, which tried to highlight the best way possible that their system was the coolest, and they were trying to attack kind of like what this guy is trying to do with me right now. He's trying to resort to silly phrases and fanboyish stuff instead of bringing out the games. So they did a similar thing, and it actually worked to their favor. A lot of people got into the Genesis. Now, Aaron, by any chance, did you get the system at launch?
Hell no.
There you go. So the marketing
Didn't have the kind of money
even
that
for
this Puerto
Sega
Rican
fans,
guy had here.
Even for okay, now you're throwing race at me, dude. Dude, come on, come up with something better.
But you're rich.
Jesus, oh my God. Okay.
No, we didn't have a lot of money back then, so our fun was left for the arcades.
Yeah, Afro Soul, that's what we're doing here. That's what I'm trying to do, but this guy is trying to talk some nonsense when I'm trying to bring up the facts, you see?
I'm bringing up a fact. I didn't get the Sega Genesis till 92.
There you go. So what I'm saying is, I'm not pointing any fingers at you, Aaron. All I'm saying is that their marketing, as good as it was, it did not convert people into Sega fans until much later. That's all I was going to say.
I would have had one if I could. We just didn't have the means, unfortunately. So.
Okay, so Nintendo was looking really good at that point, I can imagine. So, okay. Then comes the SNES. Now, the SNES came at a price point. It came with its own power and with its own features. And not even then, with coming out with a new system, did Sega resort to having more experience, you know, out there on the field, in the marketplace, you know, and just try to push the games, the quality games that they were supposed to be making for the system. No, they went at Nintendo because with the whole thing about being cool, that Sega Genesis was black, that it was shiny, that it was sleek, that it was faster. The only redeeming quality that the system had, hardware-wise, was a faster processor. That's it. That's it.
But we're talking about two different time periods here. That's the thing.
Oh, really?
Well, it came out.
We were talking about the same thing. We're talking about Super Nintendo versus Genesis, right?
Well, we're talking about specs. Of course, the specs would be superior if it came out 2 years later.
Thank you. See,
that's a fact.
I would have finished talking if you would have said that from the beginning, but no. He just couldn't.
You can only hear so much garbage. I remember the marketing campaign of Super Nintendo back in the day. Do you remember? Remember what it said? It's a fact. What did it say? Do you remember?
What about the marketing, dude?
The marketing.
What about the marketing? Go ahead.
The marketing of the Super Nintendo when it first came out. It said you're playing with power, super power, using the same. They were appealing to the nostalgia of the NES. So not a lot of creativity going on there. That's all I was trying to express. So yeah, Sega was a little more edgy, but at least their marketing campaign was a little different.
At least it converted me. It's not saying much, but it did. It did work. It's not the most creative stuff, I'll give you that. No, and hands down, I have to admit and accept that. The marketing campaign of Sega was brilliant. Everything from the made-up terms like blast processing and that their games would stack up, those things were brilliant because, see, that marketing campaign targeted sheep. Targeted people who were just crazy to see something, you know, great from their company. So of course it worked. It worked perfectly. Too bad that it didn't help sell games because that would have helped Sega in the end a lot. But
sold tons of games, especially in North America. They outsold the SNES for the duration of the 16-bit wars in North America. They did get the edge, they did get the edge later in the world market, but North America, Sega Genesis was king.
Now, shout out to Afro Soul, who's out there, at least on my side.
Hey, what's going on, Neo Turbo Maniac? He goes, yeah, hey, Neo. He goes, blast processing and stuff like that.
Yep. That's the crap that we had to put up with back then, but you know, it was cool. It was cool. Watching those commercials was awesome. Too bad it didn't make the difference though.
Like I said, it did make the difference in North America, fella. That's what you're glossing over here.
And just like I admitted, it was brilliant because it appealed to sheep mentality.
Listen to you.
You know, people who believe that crap without even, you know, finding out if it was real or not.
Terrible. How's it going, Neo Turbo Maniac? He's here spouting lies about the Super Nintendo. Don't pardon him. Just ignore his
See, Neo,
horrible things he's saying.
That's the problem, Neo. The man, he wants to throw insults, you know, those baby insults, like the little fanboys and stuff like that. Like, that's gonna work. Come on. We're talking about the games here.
We are.
This right
Superior
here,
launch games.
greatest 3.
There was one good game on launch for the SNES, and that was Super Mario World. That was a rehash, man. It was the 4th game.
So you're saying that Gradius 3 was not a good game?
It was a decent game,
Wow.
but once again, it was another rehash. Nothing new there, man.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. And Nintendo was relying on its legacy.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it was relying on that amazing third-party support that they were bringing from the NES days, and that basically Genesis started to begin having a bit of that. But aside from that, if you're gonna call Golden Axe like the second coming of, I don't know, Christ or Zeus or whoever the hell you want to talk, because it was an arcade port, you can't say that Gradius 3 was a so-so game, because this game is like a legendary shooter from back in the day. What are you talking about, dude? Come on, get on board.
Yeah, you got us there, Neo Turbo. He's right. Neo Turbo's pointing out how the voice processing for Street Fighter 2 was much better on the TurboGrafx 16 than both the Super Nintendo and the Genesis. So.
like I said in the description, and this is no disrespect, I mentioned in the description of tonight that we in no way we are dismissing the
other consoles such as the Neo Geo. And
exactly, the presence of the amazing TurboGrafx 16 or the Neo Geo. By no means. So that tonight we're just focusing on the battle between these systems. Now, me, myself, being a Nintendo fan as I am, I recognize, because I got the system when it was in its heyday. I got the system and I loved it to death. What I do criticize heavily is the marketing that it received on the States. Because in Japan it was really huge until the very end.
They had great marketing.
But that's all I'm going to say. It actually had more than that. It actually had more colors on screen than the SNES. That I cannot deny. But the problem is, it did not reach the potential because the marketing, it was fluke. It was botched. I mean, they only had like bonks, advertising bonks and some games like that, and it really didn't do any. It didn't do the systems justice at all.
You're right, Turbo. Yeah, I had a cousin that had TurboGrafx 16, but one of my uncles, he had the Sega Genesis that we were playing, so tons of fun. And then right across the street, our neighbor had the Super Nintendo, so we had the best of both worlds. We just had to go across the street, so tons of fun, good times, man. Early 90s was quite a great time to, being growing up and all that kind of stuff, you know. I don't know. I sure love my Golden Axe and my Altered Beast and all that kind of stuff. Awesome.
Alright, so we got Gradius here.
I'm going to jump over to Altered Beast here in just a second. I'm on top of an eagle.
Now, one of the things, Aaron, that Neo Turbo Maniac brings up. Aaron, you still there?
Yeah, talking to you. What's going on?
Okay. Neo Turbo Maniac brings up a good point, which we should probably take up next time around. We should probably do a stream, probably on TurboGrafx 16 and Neo Geo.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yep. That would be cool. Be hard to take sides there, though.
Oh, yeah.
I would probably skew a little more towards the Neo Geo, I think.
I would guess so.
Rise from your grave. This was epic, man. I loved this arcade game. It didn't have the most impressive graphics, but tons of fun.
I wouldn't be afraid of being on the losing side, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So don't worry. Whatever side I have to defend, I will defend to the very end.
This headless dude's kicking my ass here. I just have fond memories of, all we had before, really the, in 1989 anyway, was the Super Nintendo, not the Super Nintendo, Jesus, the NES. So when you got to think about the time period when the Sega Genesis came out, man, it was unbelievable. Just how great the graphics looked.
Now here is another overlooked by Aaron game from the launch of Super Nintendo. I want to see what he has to say about this one. I don't know. He'd probably say that it's an average or a shitty game. Who knows? But okay, we have F-Zero. F-Zero came out at launch.
That's a fun game.
Now,
I've played that multiple times on my channel. It is a bona fide classic.
Now this game right here was the inspiration of another series that I love very much, which is Wipeout. And you've seen me play this in PSP streams that I've done.
Alright, we just kicked his ass.
It's a very, very fun game. It brings the racing concept to the future with futuristic cars and stuff. And it was just simply fun. I mean, you can't quantify how fun this game was until you tried it for the very first time, back in the day, of course. And again, it was another game that showed off the Mode 7 effects of the system.
It was a very fast-moving game, that's for sure.
Power up.
Now, the irony of the F-Zero presents a bit of a irony, the whole thing that being so fast, the game, in a system that's supposed to be so slow, because it doesn't have blast processing, it kind of makes you wonder.
Power up.
Because I was using an extra graphics card, so... Whatever you want to say there. Whatever you want to say there.
That's not the case for F-Zero. The cards that began using the FX chips were basically like in its second or third year in, so no.
I'm getting my ass kicked here. On Altered Beast. Fun game, awesome stuff. We're gonna go on to Ghouls and Ghosts after this.
Rise from your grave.
Ooh, oh! Gotta be careful with those barriers.
But yeah, you take the titles from 1991 and compare them to the titles of the Super Nintendo. I think that's more of a fair fight, but it was, like I said, 2 years that was separating what was going on. But then you have the Sonics and Streets of Rage and Shinobi and all those kind of things to be talking about. But we'll get to that as we go.
Well, I'm gonna take the higher road and say right now...
Not to mention the awesome Sega CD that came out in '91.
Oh, I think that's not part of this. If you wanna throw that in, it's not really gonna do any favors. But that should be a separate topic because Sega CD really didn't factor much in at least the 16-bit wars with Sega Genesis and the SNES. But what I will say is that during the course of the Sega Genesis, there were some amazing titles. I know because I actually got the system later on.
Yeah, I had both.
There were some.
It was a lot of fun.
There were some genres that the Sega Genesis excelled.
Likewise, there were a few that the Super Nintendo excelled in, such as RPGs.
Now, one area where the Sega Genesis was really, really good, and especially considering that they had a pretty good head start. Remember that it came out in 91.
89.
Or it came out in 89. It came out in 89, so it had, let's say it had a bit of an advantage in terms of time to pump out some really good games, which they did. But basically what they were competing at that time was against the NES. But of course the NES was not going to compete in terms of power with the Sega Genesis. So by the time the SNES came around and the games were ready, you know, a lot of time had already passed and Sega Genesis was already entrenched in the market. You know, that is a fact. I cannot.
One big mistake though is they decided they were going to put Altered Beast as the package game. Fun game, but not up to snuff.
That's one thing that probably, you know, if you take Sega as a company, you know, as a whole, not just viewing this 16-bit war, but as a whole, they were struggling up to that point. They were struggling to have a mascot in the same way, the same fashion that Nintendo had with Mario. So when Sonic the Hedgehog came around, that was like, wow, you know, that's like, even though they did have, what was the name of that character that they had? They had Alex Kidd. Yeah, they had Alex Kidd, but it really didn't appeal.
I mean, it's a fun game. It's a fun little platform.
Yeah.
Nothing I would write home about.
All right. So let me.
I died again. I'm horrible at this game.
Dude, you still playing Outer Beast over there? Or
hell yeah, man.
What you doing? All right.
Neo's chiming in about how awesome the RPGs on SNES are. And then he's talking about the port of Strider for the Sega Genesis, which was amazing. I have to agree with that.
Don't worry, Neo. I got you covered. That's coming up a little further down.
Let's see.
Now,
how about we go
games,
to Ghouls and Ghosts is what I'm going to go on to.
You going to go to Ghouls and Ghosts now?
Oh, yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Ooh,
the
awesome.
launch game, man.
All right, so
the launch game. We're talking about launch, man.
So okay. So, all right. Remember that I have one for that. I have Super Ghouls and Ghosts that I can have on this side, but
Super.
It's true. It's launch. Talking launch. Ah. Oh yeah, look at that. Ooh, that's coming up.
Try it. I'm already down to my undies, man.
Look at that, baby.
I might add that this was an arcade port in '89, and yours came out what 3 years later? Actually,
Ghouls and Ghosts came out on 91.
91, huh?
It came out the same year, just a little further down from launch. So, given that you're playing Ghouls and Ghosts over there, might as well put this one on, you know, just in case somebody wants to compare. I know it's not a launch title, but
it's definitely a fun game. I got to give you that.
Oh yeah, and tough as nails too.
Hell yeah, they are. I'm terrible at all of them. Oh my god, I died again. Holy shit.
Here we go, Mode 7!
Mode 7! All right. Kicking some ass, taking some names on Ghouls and Ghosts here. Ah, this was such a fun game. I remember playing this and I was like, oh my god, this is just like the arcade. Once again, you know, I'm more of the arcade guy. I mean, I'm the guy that's got 12 arcades in his basement, so obviously that would appeal more to me than it would to you, but that's okay.
You have to take into account, my friend, that this game did start out as an arcade.
Ah, shit.
As Ghosts and Goblins and then Ghouls and Ghosts. But the console versions, they went a bit farther by adding, you know, bosses and levels and kind of making it more tailor-made for the consoles. Like, see, on that one that you're playing over there, you have the ability to shoot upwards.
Yep.
Where in this version that I'm playing, I don't get to shoot upwards, but I have a double jump.
Yeah, that was a big letdown.
So, yeah.
You know, it's a little different. There's little hidden parts in the game that are a little different, if I remember correctly.
Now, where the differences in terms of gameplay are not really that much of a gap, where you really start seeing a gap between the two is in terms of the graphics and sound.
It does have some
this one
sound,
has,
I'll give you that.
Yeah, it has a more, let's say, a more bassy sound to everything, like more echo. That, of course, because of the Sony chip that was inside the SNES at the time. And to many, that was basically the start or the beginning of Sony into the market.
Well, kinda. But they were in bed at the time with Nintendo. They were supposed to be making this awesome CD add-on called the Nintendo PlayStation. Huh? How'd that work out for them?
Yeah. They wanted to pull off the things that they're trying to pull off now, and Nintendo saw through that. So they said, you know what? Screw you. We're not gonna fork over our franchises just because you want me to.
Yeah, they were gonna be taking them. That's for sure, man.
Now, I grant them, or I understand the logic of not going with them because of the clauses in the contract. Mm-hmm. But man, oh man, going with Philips instead, oh, that was horrible. Yeah, that was like, oh my god.
What was it that came of that? Do you remember?
What, the Philips thing?
Yeah, the Philips CDI. You don't remember the Philips CDI?
The CDI, man, that was crap.
Oh yeah, it was crap.
What?
It came from Philips.
They had that creepy Zelda in there and some crazy educational Mario and some shit like that. Oh my god, it was horrible.
Trying to get this damn YouTube app working. It doesn't want to work. Ah!
Now what I like...
Yeah, we're going to play ourselves some Strider here in a little bit, buddy.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Not that I'm any decent at it, but definitely a fun game. I'm gonna...
Strider is
after I die this time, I'm probably gonna... I can't get out of the first fucking level in this one, man. Ah.
Oh, no.
Ah, jumped right into it.
There you go.
So where are you at on your end? I'm having trouble getting anywhere.
Yeah. I'm trying to get to the next part of the level.
Yeah, I can't get anywhere on this, man. I'm horrible at it.
The thing with these games, bro, is timing. Everything is timing. You have to memorize like where to stand and where to duck and all that.
Duck, dip, dive, duck, and dodge, right?
Yep.
Yep. Neo is pointing out how Nintendo was the only system to not put out a CD-ROM during that time. But that was like an ongoing pattern, you know. Sega never went to any sort of CD platform outside of Japan until, of course, the NES had what the hell was it called?
But a lot of that, both Aaron and Neil had to do with that botched Sony deal, because everything was going fine. You know, we have seen today or nowadays what became of that prototype, and it was looking pretty cool. But the fact that Sony would retain power over the franchises, Nintendo franchises, in that deal is not a deal. So of course they weren't gonna take that. So they didn't exit that, that deal in the best way possible, but they didn't have any choice.
They built their own monster, man. They allowed them to get into the business, basically. Taught them all about it, and then let them loose.
Yep. But Sony already was dying to try to get a foothold into the market.
I died again.
When
Damn.
Do you remember? I don't know, Neo Turbo or Aaron. Do you remember what they used to say back in the day when Game Boy came out? That Sony fired some of their staff because they didn't come up with it first. The team that actually made the Walkman.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, they went batshit crazy. They were upset because they said that is not possible. How are they gonna have something like that and not Sony? So a lot of people got fired because of that crap.
Yeah, I've never heard that. Never heard that, but you're probably right. My freaking tablet here is being
Dude,
a butt.
I'm almost making it to the next part, but this is a pain in the ass.
I'm at that big monster dude at the end of the first level. I've only beaten this one time, and I've never beaten it all the way through. Have you ever beaten it all the way through? I just beat the first level. Yeah.
Yeah, man. And I remember getting so fucking frustrated when I got to the end and it told me I had to do it all over again. That was the worst part. A lot of people quit and didn't
I would have been
do
so
it
pissed,
again.
dude. I would have been so pissed. There we go. Maybe this will work. Yeah, I love the music in this. These crazy turtles that would chase you.
Come on, give me the armor. Give me the armor.
Ah! No! Oh my god! I nearly survived, and then I died. Narrowly.
Oh! To the water I go.
To the water you go.
Okay. Let me get out of here.
Oh man, I think I'm going to...
So what you got on your side?
I'm thinking some Space Harrier, man.
Okay, how about...
Space Harrier 2. And that'll be it of the whole opening games here.
Well, I'm going to wait for you because I'm not going to bother putting in SimCity at all. So, yeah. I ain't gonna bother with that one.
Well, I don't last very long at Space Harrier, so it won't be long. Let's see. Yeah, Neo says he didn't hear about that either. What you were talking about earlier.
Look it up, guys. Look it up, guys. It happened, or it was heavily mentioned happening back at that time. Look it up.
I don't know.
Check if you want. It was actually
check.
Mentioned a few times in electronic gaming. I think they brought it up once, and I think Game Fan even mentioned that too.
Game Fan.
It was a thing back in the day.
Game
Of
Fan?
course, this is the Sony pre-PlayStation or pre being part of the game industry. This is Sony back then, you know,
Stuna
Walkman,
area.
CD.
Oh my God,
CD
this
and
is
all
cool.
that stuff.
Yeah, man, I don't recall that, not even a little bit.
No,
I'm not doubting you, I
I'm
just
not
don't
making it
remember.
up.
I believe you, I just don't remember. There's lots of shit in this world I don't remember. Like how awesome Space Harrier 2 was. We were playing the original
Well,
Space
Anthony-
Harrier on. Go ahead.
Anthony should know about that.
ready?
You could ask Anthony. Maybe he knows.
Yeah. Is he on your side? I haven't seen him yet.
Nope.
Trying to get that piece of shit lighter working or what? Oh my God! I've died 3 times already.
Get ready.
I'm waiting for you to see if we play a couple of beat 'em ups.
Yeah, we can do that. I just died again.
Get ready.
End of this continue, which will not take long. We'll play some beat 'em ups. That'll be fun. Oh my God. I gotta get some practice in on this, dude. I got 513,000, which is like nothing. Okay. So what are we thinking? I'd like to note how the price when the Sega Genesis came out was $189, and then at the launch of the Super Nintendo, they adjusted accordingly, and went down to, what was it, $149. So very competitive against the $199 that Super Nintendo was at. So just gonna throw that out there.
Give you that? Yeah.
Trying to
Sounds
get
about
my
right.
trying to get my emulator to work here. Okay. There we go, we got that. So let's go on to what would be a good beat 'em up. Let's see, let me think about what would be a beat 'em up that you would think of when it comes to Sega. Oh, Streets of Rage, baby. Oh yeah.
That's right.
Now, if you ask me, Streets
I
of
give you
Rage
that
mops
one.
the floor with Final Fight. Just me.
Yeah, I'll give that one to you. That's for sure.
But it was inspired by Final Fight, so, you know. So a little bit of plagiarism there going on.
The only thing that I can say in defense, because there is nothing, you know, you cannot compare the two games, you know, Final Fight and Streets of Rage, because Streets of Rage is a complete package. And by complete package, what I mean is that not only does it have great sound,
Beautiful.
not only does it have great graphics, the gameplay is amazing.
Unbelievable.
It's a bit deeper than what Final Fight is, and it's not an arcade port. It's an original and much, I think, longer game. So basically, when you buy a game and you get this much gameplay out of it,
Oh yeah.
it's worth the money.
Yeah.
So I have to commend them on that one.
Neo is throwing out here and saying it should have been complete. I agree. Yeah, the NES with Final Fight was very disappointing. It only gave you, what, 2 characters?
That's right.
And then they
Well, you gotta
released
remember
another
that-
Final Fight. What was that? Final Fight,
Exactly. Final Fight Guy.
Guy, yeah, I
Final
remember.
Fight Guy, yeah.
And then it didn't
With the
have,
missing character.
then who did it not have? Who was it that wasn't in it because of that?
No, that's the missing character was Guy.
I know,
The first Final Fight.
but in Guy there was only 2 characters as well. But it had Guy in it. Play it. You'll find out. But anyway, he's right. The best beat 'em up out of both consoles combined during this era, I would say, would be Street Fighter 2. Street Fighter 2, awesome game. Just the things that they were able to do with the graphics and the sound. The Street Fighter series
Now,
was just
before-
absolutely amazing.
Before we head into Aaron, you know, before we head into the fighting scene, it's interesting that you pick Streets of Rage because at this point, still like fighters were not a thing, were not a big thing, at least at this point.
I mean, they were
Beat 'em
around,
ups
but
were-
it wasn't a big thing. I mean,
No.
like, the original Street Fighter was out, you know, and stuff like that.
but it still wasn't a genre, is what I mean. What made the genre
It's like a
from
subgenre.
that point forward, exactly. You know, it was a very innovative game, but not very fun to play. You know, it had those huge buttons in the arcade. I'm talking about the original Street Fighter. So it didn't really catch on until later when Street Fighter 2 came out. That's when the revolution, you know, it went crazy. You know, everybody wanted to play that game because it was so much more than the original. But we're still at the beat 'em ups, at the stage where beat 'em ups was still a very, you know, flourishing and very good genre to be at. You know, there were plenty of games on both systems. Hell, on Super Nintendo, I could probably name like 15, you know, really good ones, because it was a really good genre up to
Yeah,
that
it was.
point.
That's one thing I miss about the 16-bit era, man. The awesome beat 'em ups. Swing, bada, 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 swing!
I gotta stop talking and actually put on the game.
Yeah, it's tough for me to play and whatever at the same time, man. There we go, we got it. There we go.
It actually went up to 3. And
Anthony, what's going on, buddy? Sorry I didn't see you earlier.
What's up, Anthony?
Ah! I'm playing some Street Fighter, and what are you playing? Final Fight over there?
You're playing Street Fighter?
No, Streets of Rage. I'm being crazy at the moment.
Oh my god.
Streets of Rage. I told you it's hard to hold a conversation, look at the comments, and talk all at the same time. It's quite complicated.
It's okay.
And then
It's okay, it happens.
this hottie here with high heels and a whip just came out.
I'm gonna let that one slide. I'm gonna let that one slide because you don't have enough beer inside of you yet, so I'll let that one slide. And you already got me with Streets of Rage, so I don't have much to add.
You know what's really weird?
Facts are facts.
So I'm trying to look at the comments on my end on a tablet, right? So I can see everything a little bit easier. And unfortunately, I can't see who's commenting. It just says the comment. So it says he has PC trouble. So I'm guessing that's Anthony. So sorry to hear that, buddy.
Yeah,
We're definitely glad you're here.
He's saying on this side, of course, we're always glad to have Anthony on board.
Oh yeah, he's the third piece of the tripod.
He's having trouble with the Wi-Fi. It's okay, buddy, if you have trouble with the Wi-Fi. The fact that you showed up.
Yeah, we're glad to have you regardless. Oh!
For some reason,
I'm at the boss on the first level of Final Fight. I don't blame it. I wouldn't want to play either. Because Final Fight in the arcade was the shit. It was the shit.
Yeah, but remember, that one is not on Nintendo. That was on Capcom. Capcom was the one that fucked up.
Well, correct. So he's saying Hitbox has been weird on his end all week.
Huh.
Yeah. Neo Turbo's having trouble downloading files. I don't know. Weird. I haven't been messing with Hitbox ever since they did that last upgrade, man. I'm just having a ton of trouble uploading anything to it, trying to change anything. It's very laggy. So I've just been doing Twitch and YouTube gaming.
And I don't know, man. It's really weird because so far I haven't had that many issues with Hitbox.
Maybe it's a server here. Because like I'm using the Chicago server.
It's a regional thing.
Yeah. You know, I've tried the Chicago and the New York servers, and I'm not having any trouble. I mean, I'm having lots of trouble with Hitbox. So. I tried streaming last night, actually.
Now I knew that a few weeks back they were having all sorts of trouble at their site, and sometimes their site wouldn't even load up. But that was because of some ad things that they were putting into the site that was really messing everything up.
Man, I could play this game all day, so you'll probably have to make me go to the next game.
And that I will, believe me, because you brought it up, and I'm gonna follow through. with the whole Street Fighter.
Yep. Street Fighter was better
Since you
on
won this round,
the Sega Genesis. But the sound was a lot better, I'll give you, on the Super Nintendo. That and you had to buy a whole different controller on the Sega Genesis.
what was that again that you said about Street Fighter and Genesis?
The sound on the Genesis Street Fighter was horrible, and you had to buy an extra controller. At this point, most people just had the 3-button controller. I don't know about you, but that's what I had.
Yep.
So we had to have another investment to play it. Once we did, I mean, we were really happy that we did that. But you know.
And not only that, I mean, you basically covered all the points of the Street Fighter thing. The other fact is that the Street Fighter that came out for the Genesis was actually the Championship Edition, and it didn't come out. I don't know if that was part of any exclusive agreement. I don't know if at that time they had that in place, but Street Fighter 2 came out, and like 6 to 7 months later is when the Genesis port arrived, I think.
Anthony's on Greyhound.
You can correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah.
I didn't know Greyhound buses had Wi-Fi. That's pretty cool.
It was a funny thing, but while they were going back and forth on the consoles, like Street Fighter, the original one came out for the Super Nintendo. The Championship Edition came out for the Sega Genesis. And then after that, there was like a fight for getting the Turbo Edition, which they both actually ended up getting, and that was like the very first time where you can compare, you know, the both Street Fighters at the same level.
Oh yeah. All right, here we go. So Anthony's watching us both at the same time with his horrible Wi-Fi. That's dedication.
That's Anthony for you, man.
Always does above and beyond.
He never takes sides. He never takes sides, even if we're just, you know, messing around.
I mean,
the guy is always fair.
Unlike the battle between the beat-em-ups between Super Nintendo and the Genesis, because the Genesis wins.
Yep.
Like always, man, Sega does what Nintendo don't.
Yeah, you just savor it while it lasts. It's not gonna last very long.
I guess I'll have to play with bumpers, so I know how to really play a fighter. Ah, shit. This guy's kicking my ass. So I was probably going to go after this boss. If you were interested, we could go ahead and play some Street Fighter. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, why not? I'm ready.
Are you at a point where you'd like to do that? I'm going to finish this boss here. I'm just going to play the standard Street Fighter, you know, 2 for Sega Genesis, so. I don't remember all the different versions that came out. I remember in the arcade it was always a huge deal when there was a new version that came out.
The one that made the difference, which is the part that I was trying to explain a little while ago, is that for the SNES came out the original one, the Street Fighter 2. Then for the Sega Genesis came out Championship Edition.
Got him.
And then they both got
the Black Bar
Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
Turbo, I'm listening. Can you hear me?
Yeah. So we're gonna do Street Fighter, right?
Hell yeah, man. So how many were on the Super Nintendo? Do you recall?
There it is. There it is. Got Street Fighter Turbo and Street Fighter 2, the original one. So I'm guessing what you have on your side is Championship Edition, right?
Yep. That's what I have.
Yep.
You are correct. So what was better, the Turbo or the Championship Edition? Because I don't even remember like what order they came out in. Turbo.
Turbo basically gave you all the boss characters, and it gave a boost in speed, and it was basically balanced out.
Yeah.
It sped up things, and it made it more challenging and gave you more options. It was a better game. I mean, when it came in the arcades, it was like crazy. People were crazy over it, all over it. But when it came to the consoles, when it came out, the Turbo Edition, that's where you can, for the very first time, you can compare side to side the Street Fighter, because they were both equal in the sense of the content that the game had. See, you couldn't compare Street Fighter to Championship Edition because they're both different games, even though they look the same.
Yeah.
So in Turbo, that's when. Yep.
Over on this side, Neo
Now, with
Turbo
Street Fighter 2,
threw in something, so whenever you get a chance, I'll elaborate. Man, I'm getting my ass kicked.
I'm setting up the buttons here. You got low punch, medium punch, with the Y.
I'm trying to remember how to
Low,
do.
medium.
Ah, I died. So anyway, so Neo Turbo Maniac came in and said the Genesis had Street Fighter 2 Special Championship Edition and Super Street Fighter 2. And then
Yeah, Super Street Fighter 2 came afterwards, after the Championship Edition. But yeah, at that point, Super Street Fighter was already part of another, angle or version of the Street Fighter, not the original.
I have this like on 3-button mode or something. I don't know. It's not cooperating. Then on the Super Nintendo, he's saying both Turbo and Special Championship Edition, and the CE and Turbo versions. So
I didn't quite get that. What did Neo Turbo say?
he says on the Super Nintendo had Turbo, Special. Turbo is one, and then Special Championship Edition, and then CE and Turbo versions. So.
Yeah. That much is true, my friend.
Ah, my emulator's like whacking out here on me.
And actually, it's the only platform that had the original Street Fighter. The first one, not two, but the original Street Fighter. So that's something too.
Indeed.
It was never made for any other console that I know of. The only difference is that the TurboGrafx edition of Street Fighter was called Fighting Street.
Oh yeah. Fighting Street, huh? That's crazy.
Yep.
I gotta see if there's Championship and then Hyper Edition on this. I guess I didn't realize that. I'm gonna go to options here and see if I can change the limit here on the buttons. I'm trying to figure out. Huh. Was this only 3 buttons? This is not what I remember.
Anthony is asking. No, see that's the problem with 3-button scheme on the Sega Genesis. Because if you're gonna play it with 3 buttons, you need to hold I think it's the select button. And while holding that, you press one of the 3 buttons for the kicks.
Yeah, but
if you release the select button, then you use the punches.
Wasn't there a way to play with the 6-button controller though?
I guess.
I thought there was.
I mean, I personally, I never bothered to get a 6-button controller for the Sega Genesis anyway, because at the time I got it, I was playing more shooters and stuff like that on the platform than a fighter. Because to be honest, I already had the definitive version over here. Why, double dip on the same game?
Double dip.
So I didn't get to find that out. If I would have had the Sega Genesis, I probably would have gotten the 6-button controller. But so I don't know how you would make it work.
I don't know.
retroactively speaking. Now, Charlie Cat or Anthony is asking, what are the prizes tonight? Well, at the end of the stream, Anthony, we're going to be giving away Sonic the Hedgehog and Super Mario World as a way to commemorate this 16-bit war that we have going on here. So, yeah, those are going to be the games.
I'm out of beer, guys. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Thank God I brought this to the stream. Oh, yeah. Aaron Classic Gamer was a Boy Scout. Be prepared, the motto of the Boy Scout. Oh, yeah. I had to switch. I went ahead and lost again, and then I went over to Super Street Fighter. So you should play.
Wow, you jumped a few of them.
Yeah. The new challengers. So I'm trying.
Why don't you go to Turbo? At least that way we'll be on the same level playing field.
The only thing is I can't play with the 6 buttons though because I hit select and guess what it does?
Okay.
It restarts the emulator.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
That's messed up.
Yeah. Of course, I don't think I'm going to be able
Not
to.
good, my friend.
I don't think I'm going to be able to do it on here either. It's not recognizing that I've got 6-button controller here. So I guess it really doesn't matter. Oh well. I'll just play Super then, I guess. Is that one close to what you're playing?
I don't know, but Super Street Fighter, you're gonna have, I think, the same issues, unless that one has a bit more compatibility in terms of emulation. That I don't know, but you could try.
Like right now, all I have is kicks.
And that's the problem.
You have to.
The select button is the button, man.
On
That's
this,
the
you
one
have to
need to
hit.
press in
On
order
this
to-
one, you have to hit start to. It sucks, man.
To change the.
Yeah, I can't even. It's got the mode, but I can't do it. No, I can't do it because.
We got.
No, I can't do it
got
because of
Aaron.
the emulator. It's not because of the game.
Oh, that's bullshit. That's the same problem that people had when they had the game. Either
Not when they had a
either
6-button
they got
controller,
the
dude.
6-button control. Exactly. They had to pay for an extra controller in order to play the game. That's the same thing that you're having right now, because you know that 3 buttons suck. So there, Aaron admitted
No,
to defeat
I didn't.
in the department.
You're
of
putting
gameplay.
words
That's
in my
what- that
mouth.
is-
Like usual.
No, we're just seeing.
Yeah,
we saw
no,
the
you're
reaction,
taking
dude.
shit out of context. I'm gonna start calling you Donald Trump.
Oh my God, you're such a bad loser. I cannot believe
I'm gonna
this
start
shit.
calling you
Oh my God.
Donald Trump. That's what I'm gonna start calling you. Donald Trump.
Dude, I accepted the Streets of Rage versus Final Fight. Why is it so hard for you to accept a fact? The fact is, Street Fighter on the Genesis sucked unless you went and spent extra money on a new fucking controller. That's it. That's it. What is there to argue?
Nothing but lies.
Oh my God.
He's saying there should be an option in the emulator so you can use 6-button controller. Well, unfortunately, I'm playing on the
Yeah.
Raspberry Pi 2.0, so that's not going to be the case. That's okay.
Yeah, but probably if he got it to work, he would probably say, "Oh no, it's better on this system because I'm playing the emulator or whatever."
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I should have just played with the original Sega Genesis is what I should have done. But that's okay. It's still fun. I'm just
It was
horrible
gonna
at Street
be a pain
Fighter.
in the ass, dude.
I can't play with like the regular controller anyway because of
Well, if it's any consolation to you, all the people who did play Street Fighter good, they all admitted it sucked. So don't feel bad.
You're sick. You're sick.
Just stating facts.
That's so weird. You can't go to like a 2-button mode. That's so weird. I thought you could do that from options, but I guess I'm wrong. I'm playing hyper mode now on the original Special Championship Edition. I had that big, did you ever have the Super SNES Advantage controller?
That's the one that's the original one, right? The first party one?
Yep. So I had the first party, the 3-button and the 6-button options.
Now the Advantage, I think the one who had
Or the
that
Sega
one
Genesis.
was
Oh my god.
Rafi and Bad Luck.
Oh yeah.
They got the Advantage from him. Eventually, later on, they came out with ASCII-Pad, which was, I think that was like the player's choice in terms of fighter pads.
Yeah, I had the
That became very
ASCII
popular.
one. It was like you had the bottom of the controller was actually totally metal. It was crazy, man. Super heavy. Awesome, awesome game. You know, awesome to play with, you know. That was the one I had for the Super Nintendo. And then I had the first party Sega Genesis controllers on the other end for the arcade controls.
AfroSoul just threw in the controller does not determine the skill of the gamer. Oh shit.
Okay, well, I'd like to play her
Oh, shit.
with a 3-button controller trying to play a 6-button game, and then we can talk about it some more.
That's what we're talking about. In the end, the game sucks. There we go.
No. If I had the little mode button on my controller, I wasn't playing an emulator. That's the problem.
Grasping for straws. Grasping for straws.
Fact, my friend, fact.
So how long are we gonna keep up this charade with the fighting game since we already know who won this one?
You might have it by a hair, but I would still say if I had the 6-button controller, I would have the superior version. I would stick with.
Oh my god, and people would laugh at you in ways that you have no idea, dude.
You would have me with the sound
go to the
and the
Louis
graphics, but I think the gameplay was better.
No way in hell, dude.
Yep.
No.
So anyway, let's move on to a point where I can definitely kick your ass yet again. Is the Mortal Kombat.
So now you admit that you couldn't do it here. Okay, fine.
Because I don't have the right controller. Holy shit.
The game sucks, dude. The game sucks.
I know you do, but that's beyond the point. But the point being, let's play.
No, actually, no, wait. Hold on. I just thought of something. I'm gonna compromise here, okay? We're gonna stop the bickering with the whole Street Fighter thing. You know why? Because I realized the problem was not the game. The problem was the controller. The controller only had 3 buttons, while on the Super Nintendo controller, you had many more buttons that could accommodate a 6-button game. There you have it. See? That was easy.
I didn't like the diamond
That was the whole deal.
design, man. The diamond design, I still don't fucking like that.
Whatever.
Even on the Xbox controller and shit. I just don't like the diamond.
That's you. You're in the minority. I'm sorry to say, because that controller scheme is
Way to bring out race again, buddy. Way to bring out race.
Everybody has copied that controller scheme that you're criticizing right now. Everybody and their mother have copied that same style. So
Yeah, my favorite controller of all time is the 2nd generation Saturn controller, but that's personal. So anyway, Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Did your Mortal Kombat have blood? I'm curious.
You were dying to go there. Okay.
Do you have blood? Do you have blood in your Mortal Kombat?
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Throw it. Unleash your fury to me. Go ahead.
Just, you know.
I'm waiting for that.
The SNES, man. I'm just saying that the version didn't have blood. It was censored. That was a huge thing back then.
We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this by order, right? Okay. So Mortal Kombat 1, we're talking about here, right? Now bear in mind, people, we're going to Mortal Kombat 1, and he began his salvo firing of the blood in the game, or lack of the blood in the SNES version. So yeah, let's go there. Oh yeah, I've been wanting to do this one. Yeah.
Excellent.
Let's go ahead. Mortal Kombat.
Oh, she ducked me. So who do you play in Mortal Kombat?
Let me see. Let me see if I can find the game first. Okay, there we go. Mortal Kombat, the first one. Okay. Now here we have it,
Oh,
guys.
shit. Finish it.
Listen to the sounds of the game and watch the graphics of the game. The game lacked blood. As simple as that. That was the major thing. That is a major victory. And a victory that I accept wholeheartedly because it was a defeat. In the eyes of the public, it was a defeat. Actually, behind the scenes, both Sega and Nintendo, believe it or not, were joining forces against Congress because they wanted to use these type of games to limit or censor the games going forward.
Yep.
About this time around is where the ESRB ratings began.
Sega
So
already had
as,
its own ratings,
Aaron and
but that's
I-
beyond the point. But yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
They were ahead of time, man.
Disinformed to the max, dude.
No, they had their own rating system. It's a fact.
It meant crap. It meant crap because to the Congress, there wasn't any rating system. They had to go and fight in court and actually join in the end to help the association establish a rating system that would be equal.
I totally
Equal
agree,
for
though.
everybody
Oh,
going
shit.
forward.
Hit the wrong guy again. Damn it. You're right.
Yeah,
It's better to
ignore me
have
all
a
you
uniform
want.
system. I know. Thank God for
Ignore
Joe
me all you
Lieberman.
want.
Thank God for Joe Lieberman and his censorship. That's awesome. But
That's the first asshole they were fighting against, my friend. I
Joe
don't know why
Lieberman.
you're saying that. I don't know why you're saying that because that's actually the guy that they fought, and they kept on fighting years after. That's the prick that wanted to censor everything.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm agreeing with
I
you.
digress. We're going back to Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat 1. You are seeing the version over there on Aaron's side, and you're seeing this version over here.
With better controls on my end
the
and
judge.
no censorship, but, you know.
Exactly.
Mortal Kombat 2, though, was far superior on the Super Nintendo. I'll give you that.
Ah, there we go.
Mortal Kombat
Why
2.
you jump the gun, man?
Mortal Kombat
Why
2.
you jump the gun?
I won 2.
Why not let me savor it, man? Why you have to jump the gun? We're still in Mortal Kombat 1, dude. What happened? Okay, Mortal Kombat 1. Again, graphics, sound, you be the judge. I'm not gonna say it's better. You just check it out. If you like this version, but you are completely
Oh my God.
dislike the fact that it's censored and it has green blood, which kind of sucks. I admit it. I was turned off by it, and I actually
right,
bought the damn game. So,
And I remember used to like know the
oh, nice,
fatalities.
Anthony. That's true. That's true, Anthony. You got that one. You hit it right there, right on the head.
Excellent.
So now, let's look at the game in terms of arcade.
You're right, Anthony. But the only good
arcade
thing about
fidelity.
Connecticut is the WWE. That's funny. Yep. I would say that the 32X version of Mortal Kombat 2 was pretty decent, but the sound was fucking terrible. Can't play with a damn here.
Now, another thing to bring up, since my friend Aaron is not willing to talk about that, I'm gonna do it for him, is the fact that
Oh my God.
this version is inferior because it lacks the blood, right? However, we're playing a four button game because this is a 4-button game. the way I see it, the Genesis version is still short by 1 button. So whatever they had to do to fix that, I don't know. They probably used the start button or the select button, but
I have
that's
no
how
idea.
it goes, guys.
Do not remember.
You determine.
Do not remember.
Now,
Oh, man.
if we go to Mortal Kombat 2, like my buddy pointed out,
All right.
Here
Like
we
Neo
have-
says, he says it's no contest, which is true.
there you go.
Where Sega
You
was
see,
great
we-
was the first
we-
party games. So, fact, man.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna let my buddy
The
here breathe
originality.
a bit because I feel that he's beginning to feel a bit, I don't know, like trapped in, and I don't
Killing
want to
me.
make him feel that way.
Uh-huh.
So
The
'cause
bullshit
he
was
jumped
money.
just from Mortal Kombat to first party games. So I'm gonna let him sit there and think about what's going on, because he is my friend. And at the end of the day,
Uh-huh.
whether he's lacking in his mind for favoring this system over the
Hey, there we
SNES,
go. Now we can
he's
use the
still
6
my buddy.
button. Sweet.
He's still my buddy, and I have to accept him with his faults and everything. So
Uh-huh.
Mortal Kombat.
Here's a much better game. So I'm trying Mortal Kombat 2 here,
Yeah.
which I don't think I have. I own it now, but I didn't at the time.
Now, of course, the differences here
Shit.
begin to become more pronounced as not only are you
Damn
getting
it.
better graphics and sound, but you're getting
I can't remember a move I was
and
doing.
stages that are not found on the other version. And regardless if he's ignoring me or not, because I know he tries to do that, I
Not
will
hard to
set
do,
that
really.
fact. So,
That's mute. God, I'm horrible at Mortal Kombat.
oh, Baraka
Jesus.
just beat the hell out of me.
Think about moving on to some Streets of Rage 2 while you play whatever it is you play. Mortal Kombat.
And go back to that.
I'm not a very good fighting game guy, dude. For real. I mean, that's a no-brainer. My emulator is not working. This is frustrating.
Woo! What's that I saw? Oh shit, that's blood. In a Nintendo game. I can't believe it. Oh shit.
Yeah, first
Where'd
time
that
for
come
everything,
from?
huh?
Wow. Look at that. So in the end, we have better graphics, better sound, more stages, and we have blood.
Uh-huh.
So I guess that's done. Nothing to talk about here. Let's move on.
Wow, this sucks.
Woo!
My emulator has, like, died. I'm gonna have to, like, relaunch my emulator. Oh, never mind.
Anthony says something about the trees. Yeah, the trees
trees?
are really creepy.
The trees are creepy?
because in the Mortal Kombat 2, there's a background where it has like some creepy trees
Wow.
making some odd faces. Oh boy. So, all right, what's up next?
Well, I was
What's
thinking
in the
either Streets of
menu?
Rage 2, or we could
How
go
about-
and play the different TMNT games.
How about? Wait a second. How about we did beat 'em ups. We kind of covered that genre with Streets of Rage and Final Fight, and we
Hyperstone
covered the
Heist.
fighting genre with basically Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. But how about a genre where the Genesis exceeds? How about the shoot 'em ups?
Oh, there's many
I
of
mean,
those.
Genesis, yeah.
I looked it up the other day. Between the Genesis 32X and the Sega CD, there was 87 shoot 'em ups.
Did you get to narrow that down to the Sega Genesis? 'Cause
I
I know
bel-
they had a lot.
I think it was around 65, 66. Anthony's yelling NBA Jam over here.
NBA Jam, yeah.
That is a fun game.
And
Yeah.
that is one that Yeah, we can compare as well.
We could do that. You want to do some NBA Jam and then throw in some Truxton or something, or some shooters or something?
Yeah, let's go ahead. I'm not any good, at least now. I was back in the day when I used to play it, but I'm not any good at it. But I know that's not gonna speak against the game because the game is
lousy
amazing.
at NBA Jam. I have the Sega Genesis version. It is a lot of fun. I like Street Hoop a lot better for the Neo Geo.
I still remember the Boom Chakalakas.
Oh yeah. But in the arcade, man, NBA Jam was the shit. So after this, we'll play a couple shooters.
Iguana Entertainment. These guys were really on a roll and really up there in terms of quality.
They were owned by Acclaim, I believe, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Feels like we just sat down like a minute ago. Come on. Trying to get the game to work here. I can't remember how you start the game. Is it C? Maybe it's C. I keep cycling through all these damn menus.
Well, this one, I don't know if it's the same version, Neo Turbo, but this one seems to have music. I don't know. Let me go into the gameplay screen and see what happens. Because Neo Turbo is mentioning that the SNES version didn't have music in the background. I'm gonna check that out.
Okay, my emulator has taken a shit. Let's see. Yep, looks like the emulator died. Damn it. We'll see. Maybe I can get it to boot back up. Here it goes.
The original one.
Here
okay.
it goes. NBA Jam. Let's do that. Then after this, I'm playing a shooter, man. If I can't get this to work, I'm going to play a shooter.
No problem.
My retro pie took a retro shit. Shit.
Yeah. Oh, shit. I remembered.
So what are some of your favorite sports games for the Super Nintendo?
Come on, man! Don't ask that question because you know that I don't like sports.
Well, of course, that's why. That's a huge point where the Genesis blew them out of water.
If you want to be a dick, I'm gonna go there.
Blew them out of water.
If you want to be a dick, I'm gonna go there, dude. I'm gonna go there.
What are we talking about?
Don't make me. Don't make me. Don't make me.
Man, my emulator is like flipping out here. There's NBA Hang Time, and then there's NBA Action. Where the fuck did it go? NBA Jam. That's what we want.
Ooh, did it?
I think I may have deleted this by accident. Yeah, I think I deleted it. Wow. Nope, here it is.
You deleted NBA Jam?
I thought I did, but I didn't. I think I just shuffled the order a little bit.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Why don't you use the Hyperspin?
Nah, because I didn't want to use my X Arcade for this. I wanted to use a Genesis controller.
Oh, okay. And okay. You don't have a 360 pad you can use meanwhile?
Oh, I could, but I didn't want to do it. Oh my God! So I'm just now getting back into NBA Jam here.
3-pointer.
And then I restarted again. This is just not working. Anybody remember how to get NBA Jam to start?
Oh, got knocked down. Bastard. Yes.
Do you remember how to get it to start?
Huh?
NBA Jam. How do you get it to start? Because you hit the buttons and it just cycles through the fucking demo mode.
So I'm supposed to press start, and then you're supposed to choose what version are you playing? Because I'm playing tournament edition.
Playing NBA Jam, dude. Oh, there we go. Here we go.
All the way.
Head to head. Got it. Wait a minute. No, now it's not working. Team game.
Now, just to throw it out there, guys.
Got it.
Once again, the fact that let me pause this for a second.
I'm going to go ahead and play as Chicago, which didn't have the Bulls, which was sad.
Excuse me for a second, Aaron.
Go ahead.
I want to throw out there that even though I'm not a sports fan, I do recognize the fact that when it came to sports, the Sega Genesis had a huge library of really good titles. All the Maddens, all the NBA games, all the sports game in general, the Genesis was a better platform. That is a fact, whether I like the genre or not. So I just wanted to throw that out there because I like being fair.
Yeah. So shooters and sports, I think the Genesis wins, but when it comes to platformers, it's a close one.
Now shooters, I give you that they have more quantity, and most of those shooters are pretty good. But SNES is no slouch either, because you have Axley from Konami, which is an original shooter, and nobody else ever made. Not even themselves, they never made a sequel. I don't know why. That was a pretty awesome game. Hard as hell too. And they had Space Megaforce, of course.
There we go. Oh yeah, 3-pointer. So I'm just gonna play the end of this quarter if that's okay, and then I'm gonna go play a shooter because we've been talking for a long time actually. Doesn't feel like it, but.
And we still haven't covered the most important part that I think that's gonna be like our last part before we go ahead with the giveaway stuff, which is the most influential games of each platform.
Yeah.
Now let's see, who do I pass
Got
to?
20 seconds here. Oh shit!
Yes.
Goaltending. New York's kicking my ass. Oh, big dunk. Only got 1 second left, but it's 9-11. Shit. They got the 3-pointer.
Oh, got blocked. Damn it.
Yeah, RPG, like Anthony says, goes to the SNES. He's right. Alright, so I'm going to play a shooter. I figured I'd go ahead and play, how about Thunder Force 3?
Alright. Alright.
That'd be a good one.
I'm going to have, yeah, that's an amazing series, Thunder Force. I'm going to have on my side to represent the shooter genre. I'm going to have one of my favorites, which is
Thunder
Space Megaforce.
I forgot to say earlier that Thunder Force 2 was a launch game for the Sega Genesis. That would have been a very close contender, I would say, to your Gradius 3.
Well, we actually got Thunder Spirits, which was, to me, in my opinion, fan of shooters and stuff, it was a watered-down version from the Thunder Force series. But we did get it, so that was something. And later on, we started getting more and more shooters, but never quite the amount that we had.
There's a lot of good shooters on the Super Nintendo, but it's not as good as on the Genesis, in my opinion. But there's multiple points where the Genesis wins over the SNES, and there's several where the SNES is able to overcome the might of the Genesis in places. So I'll give you that. Oh my god, this game is so hard. You remember how hard the Thunder Force games were?
I'm going to throw one in there for you, Aaron. I'm going to throw in, like, in terms of difficulty and in graphics and style and gameplay, I would have to say one of the best shooters there is Gaiaris.
Ooh, that's a good one.
ask you to play that game in countless of your other streams
Yeah.
because that's how badass that game is, and it's very, very difficult. The bosses on that game are amazing.
I'm actually jumping into
power-up
Gaiares
system.
right now. Anthony wants us to play Sam Show for SNES and the Jenny.
But you know that game, Samurai Showdown, we're not gonna be able, neither one of us are gonna be able to do that game justice.
To hold a candle
since
to
we're
it
not
comparatively
playing
to
it on the Neo
Jenny.
Geo.
Yeah.
You need to play that game on Neo Geo. That's the only way to play that. Hell, I love Samurai Showdown, and
3DO
and I'm a
3DO version's
Nintendo
pretty
fan,
damn good,
And I
though.
can say, yeah, 3DO was pretty close. That was the closest one I think that I ever played.
I think I might do a video
But
of
the
that
16-bit, the 16-bit without the scaling in and all that stuff, nah. No
Oh my
way,
god.
man.
To get my ass kicked on Gaiares here. I've got the sensitivity on
Now-
this controller. You can actually change it, and it's way too high.
Now, in terms of length and content, I have to put this one forward, Space Megaforce, because this is one
Ooh, yeah, that's a fun one.
long-ass shooter. And the difficulty is not too bad. It's kind of easy-ish, but it's a very long game, man. You will get your money's worth out of this game.
I'm getting my ass kicking worth out of Gaiares right here. Remember that really crappy picture on Gaiares, the game? Remember that? Had this like white kid like laughing and holding up the
Okay.
game. You remember that? It was just lousy. The art for Gaiares in Japan was a hell of a lot better.
But that happens a lot with a lot of the 16-bit titles back in the day. I mean, the art, the cover art, in most of these games,
That viewpoint was fun.
they
You're
really,
right.
they really suck, man.
Yeah. God, I know it's totally off subject, but remember Mega Man? the NES version of Mega Man? The artwork?
was
Oh my
horrible.
god, it is unbelievable.
That is still, to this day, that is still a joke
PlayStation was great.
in the gaming community. I mean,
Oh,
it's
the
like,
PlayStation version. Yeah, I think that goes down. It's dubious. You're right, Noel. So, after I die here, I'm going to jump over to Truxton. We kind of got behind here, so I'm going to try to rifle forward here. I could play these games all day, though, man. I don't know about you. All night, I guess. Sure you don't want to do our first ever collab that's 5 hours long?
like I said, I don't care as long as we deliver what we promise.
Yeah.
I'm here, man.
How the Sega Genesis is kicking the SNES's butt. That's what's going on.
In your dreams.
Well,
I mean, you got what?
I think
You
it's
got-
kind of
you
a
got
wash.
one genre.
Okay. So we got RPGs, which is SNES. So you got a point. I've got shmups. That's a point. Jenny, there.
Fighters.
Yeah. Fighters. I'll let you have it just because. So now we're 2-2.
Uh-huh.
And then sports titles.
Just
we got to give it
because.
to Jenny. That's
Just because.
yeah.
Just because.
So sports titles. So now we're 3-2. You go platformers. We could probably get platformers because all the Mario games and whatever. We could get to that. So that's 3-3 right there. You come to
Okay, I'm not gonna
sound. The
let you jump the
SNES
gun.
wins. That's 4-3.
Nah, listen.
I
I'm
mean,
not gonna let you
You're
jump
ahead
the
right
gun.
now.
You know why?
You're ahead.
You know why?
You're ahead.
No, but I'm not gonna let you jump the gun because we still have the most important topic of the night,
What's that?
and it doesn't have to do with genre. It has to do with influential titles. Which were the biggest heavy hitters on your side that you, as a gaming fan, can bring up? Regardless of genre, it doesn't matter.
Oh,
What
well,
are the biggest titles in your mind?
well, barring
Go
some of
ahead
the
and play
ones
them.
we've already played, what'd you say? Go ahead and state them.
Yeah.
How about like Golden Axe 2, man? I spent tons of hours playing that back in the day, and actually just repurchased it not
Alright.
too long ago.
Hey, Bad Luck, what's up? Kicking ass here. How you doing?
Castlevania Bloodlines, Phantasy Star 3. That's by far the best game RPG on the Jenny. Contra Hard Corps, of course, all the Sonic games.
Let me go.
Best
Let me go
being the
here
second
to
one.
my
Go
favorites.
ahead. Vector Man. I mean,
I'm
gonna play a Vector Man game here.
Now I'm showing you guys out there on my stream, really quick, going over a few of the titles that meant something on the platform. Actraiser 1 and 2.
Ooh, that was a fun one.
Amazing titles made from Enix. I think you should know. From the shooters, we have Battletoads and Battlemaniac. I don't need to talk a lot about that one.
Battletoads Double Dragon?
Breath of Fire.
You would take Breath of Fire over Secrets of Mana, though?
Dude, I'm not saying which one goes over. I'm just pointing out a couple of the good ones here. The lesser Castlevania, Dracula X.
Oh,
however, if I go a little further and look for the super amazing Castlevania 4.
Oh yeah, beautiful game. There's no argument for me on that one, man. Bloodlines is pretty cool, but that Castlevania wins.
Super Contra. That basically grabs the whole run and gun genre and brings it to its knees because there wasn't a game like that. I'm sorry, Hard Corps was amazing, but I'm sorry, it didn't reach this level.
It was so damn tough, though. That was the thing. The learning curve was just like impossible. I'm playing Vector Man right now.
You're playing Vector Man?
Oh yeah. I could talk all day about the Super Nintendo RPGs, though. That's why I think you're cutting yourself short.
No, I'm not. But you're pressing for the time, so I might as well cut to the chase.
Nah, I'm not worried about it. I was just trying to move along a little bit. We were getting stuck there for a few minutes. That's okay.
Now, how about since we mentioned RPGs, you cannot have a conversation talking about the greatest RPGs without mentioning Chrono Trigger.
Oh yeah.
Come on, guys.
I still think Secrets of Mana is a lot better than Chrono Trigger, but
a lot of people, RPG fans, are gonna disagree with you, but you gotta respect the fact that you enjoy Secrets of Mana. So
I love it. Yeah, but it's like we talked about. You can't take your childhood memories and try to say something better than the other.
Now, how about this title right here? Since you're saying that you're not kind of sure about the platform genre, because maybe we have Mario or something like that, how about this little title right here?
What do you got there?
What do you think about Donkey Kong Country?
I enjoy that game, and you know it, and that's not even fair. Not even fair.
Now, the game, what can I say about this game? This game came out at the time where already people were moving on to the PlayStations and the Saturns and all the CD systems.
Not necessarily. It came out in 93.
93. On a 16-bit platform and made everybody shit themselves because what they were doing with this game wasn't done before and never was replicated, to be honest.
Beautiful game.
They
There's
took
no
the
debating
whole CGI graphics, man, and they took it to a whole new level.
Play
The whole
some
series
10-man.
is amazing. Amazing. Neo Turbo Maniac, that's right. Final Fantasy 2. That's a given.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Final Fantasy 2, Final Fantasy 3, which was basically like epicness raised to...
Which is 6 in Japan, 6. Don't forget.
Oh, I don't remember, I came off from doing a retrospective.
I know, that's why I'm messing with you.
I cannot forget. Not easily, man.
I'm playing 10 Head. You ever play that game? Really
Scenario
underappreciated
is
game.
pretty cool.
Of course, I'm like really rusty at it, but
Now let me see what else I can muster around here. You got the Joe and Max series, a pretty cool platformer. You know, inspired from an arcade version, very little known arcade version, but
I didn't think the Super
series
Nintendo
was
had
pretty
the power to
successful.
play the arcade games, so it's pretty good.
There you go.
See, you're teaching me new things here.
And since you didn't know about that, then you didn't know about a little game from Capcom called Knights of the Round, which was another arcade game. Thank you very much. We have a game like Mystical Ninja. Another franchise abandoned from Konami that was a quirky title but amazing nonetheless. Very funny, very
I have to ask you,
deep game.
what has Konami not abandoned at this time?
Konami at that time were legendary. They had like, oh my god, they were so incredible. Now, I don't know how you feel about how long we've been going. I don't know if you wanna keep doing this, because I'll keep at it.
We can go a little bit. I'm jumping into some Phantasy Star. I was just going to show the opening scenes, and then maybe
Mega
some
Man
Castlevania.
series.
There was a Mega Man on here, man. It was a very good Mega Man. I already seeded victory of the platformers to you, man.
Wily Wars, yeah. There we go.
Generations
Now,
of
we
Doom,
have
Phantasy
Mega
Star 3. This is a classic.
We not only have Mega Man 7, but we have Mega Man X, which is the series that superseded that one. So, yeah, we have plenty of Mega Mans here for a while.
My favorite was X2. Personal favorite. The Legends of the Past.
Secret of Mana, Secret of Evermore, Soul Blazer. Now, see, in defense, going back in defense for the shooter genre, we have a little monster that nobody was able to replicate to this day. They tried, but no. We have the title called Star Fox. Remember that title? Yeah, it was on the Super NES.
Oh.
Let's see. Castlevania 4. Super Rules and Ghosts, which we already saw. And wait for it. I'm bringing the big guns here.
The big guns, huh?
Yep. Because you have nothing, and I mean nothing, that can compare to the title that I am showing right now.
What's that?
Super Metroid.
Super Metroid.
Drop the mic. That's it. Game fucking over.
It is a good
This
game, I'll give you that.
Is the favorite game for, oh my gosh, so many people has it as a top game of their top 100 list. Look it over. If you don't believe it, go around, shop around, go to every place that has any kind of coverage to gaming, and you will see this title, if not on the first position, way up there. And this is a little preview. I'm gonna make a shameless plug because here I'm announcing that I'm doing a Metroid retrospective.
Oh, no one saw that one
coming up
coming.
soon for you guys.
No one saw that one coming.
There you go. Thank you very much. So yeah, I feel a bit good about myself. Yeah, I really do. Super Metroid, the title that's not so kiddie on the kiddie system. Remember that one. Anything else you'd like to add, my friend?
Talk about more rehashes, man.
Rehashes?
Yeah, man.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's the second, third, fourth game in the series, man.
Really? A rehash?
Yeah,
Have you actually played the Game Boy version, which was the second one?
Yeah, I own it.
Have you played it?
Yeah.
No, you owned it, but did you play it?
Yeah, I still have it.
Oh, okay. So you didn't know that it was actually the third version. So it's a sequel, and because it's a sequel, you're just not. I'm messing with you, Aaron. I know.
No, I'm just saying that there weren't a lot of new series on the Super Nintendo. I like Metroid. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Nobody said it was new. I'm just saying it kicks ass. And this was the top game for many people, for many gamers, and it still is.
It is a fun game.
And there is nothing. The thing is that there is nothing comparable to this game on that platform, and that is my point. That's why this one is very influential. Defies the genre, because what genre is this?
That's the point. No one fucking knows. It's its own genre.
There you go. It's original. It makes up its own genre. This is not run and gun. This is
You
not
can say that again. Sega.
Yeah, you can't fight the unbeatable. I'm sorry, but that's it. Super Metroid.
Okay.
Thank you very much, and you're welcome.
I don't know. I enjoy it, but I don't love it by any means.
I know you don't.
I beat it. I beat Zelda. Link to the Past. I enjoy both of them.
Now,
Are they my favorite games? No.
mention-
Not even close.
I can mention some other easier games for you to play because I know that one might be a little bit too challenging for you. How about Super Punch Out?
Played and beat that as well, sir.
How about the arcade perfect version of Super Smash TV? Would you be willing to play that?
I wouldn't say it's arcade perfect, but it is a good game.
Arcade perfect, buddy. Arcade perfect compared to the one that you have on your side.
Sound is a little weird, man. Sound is a little weird.
Now,
A little weird.
Now,
I got locked up.
if you want something more to add to that, how
Going to
about
Golden
the Super
Axe.
Star Wars series? Super Star Wars.
Did you ever get like pissed off
Super
with that game
Empire
though?
Strike Back. And Super Return of the Jedi.
How about
What can you
Outrun?
say? What? How did that
Space Carrier
version work
2.
out on the Genesis? Huh, Aaron? How
I've
did
never played
these
it.
games work out?
I did- I had it
you
for
didn't
the-
get a version of this.
I had it for the Super Nintendo and did not care for it.
You did not get
Empire
Sega Genesis
Strikes Back
because
was
it
fun.
never existed.
Well,
It
probably
never came
not.
out on the Genesis.
Thank God I wouldn't have bought it anyway.
Right.
Oh man. Here's Outrun. Check this out.
Super Turrican 1 and 2.
Get ready.
Turrican's good.
And let me play another
Alex the Kid. Good
arcade
stuff.
perfect compared to that guy over there.
Uh-huh.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in Time.
Hyperstone
my
Heist,
God,
man.
This is starting.
Totally new
This is
adventure.
starting to become
Looking great, man.
ridiculous.
Have you ever played Hyperstone Heist? Have you ever played it? It's
Here
amazing.
we go.
It's a totally different game, man.
Cowabunga, dude.
Cowabunga, dude. I was gonna say radical.
Cowabunga, dude.
Radical. I'm sitting here with my blonde girlfriend here in my Corvette, enjoying a blazing fast, not a racer, but a driving simulation. Super Nintendo couldn't make anything that looked this beautiful, let me tell you. They had to go
Now,
over the
when
top,
this
had to
game
do
came out-
futuristic graphics with F-Zero. Yep.
This one for you guys out there who are watching marked a very special occasion on the SNES SNES's life because at this point when this game came out is where Nintendo started to turn
So
the
much
tide.
fun.
You see, they were starting to overtake the Sega Genesis in sales. So it marked a very special period in time for both Konami, which had this
The
game,
world, not North America, but okay.
and even
you
Electronic
playing?
Gaming Monthly gave it almost perfect scores at this game.
What are you playing?
Turtles in Time,
All
bro.
the time. Okay, I'll play Hyperstone Heist then. Equally as awesome.
Won't compare.
Yeah, it does. It's awesome. It's so much different. That's what's great about it. So the guy that's sitting here talking about how great the Super Nintendo is, this is the same guy that plays Shaq Fu on a daily
No,
basis.
it's more incredible than that is that this guy right here is saying that his version of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is better because it's more original.
It is a lot more
And
original.
it's the same guy. The same guy that in the beginning of the stream was saying that Golden Axe was the best thing ever because it was exactly like the arcade. So
Indeed.
I don't know, but I think that this guy won 80s more than Microsoft.
It's tomato, man. We're talking about a game from 1989 with Golden Axe. And Hyperstone Heist came out in 92.
Yeah.
3 years, man. Totally different.
Uh-huh. Sure, buddy. Whatever helps you sleep. Ooh, look at that scaling to the screen. Yep. That's a foreign word for Sega Genesis, I know.
Well, you know, if they had 2 more years to develop a console, you know.
No, they actually had to add a CD and a huge tumor on top of the system in order to get that capability.
It's not a tumor, it's a tumor.
Ah, tumor. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you're pronouncing it incorrect.
I stand corrected. I stand corrected, my friend.
It is.
It's a tumor.
Get it right. Get it right. No shit though, dude. I've got both of these games. I do prefer Hyperstone Heist over this. Just because I played the arcade version so many times, you know. It is refreshing having a different version of the game.
I don't know about you, buddy, but I'm ready to, after this one, go ahead and do a giveaway.
Get your ass kicked by the Sega Genesis a little bit.
Because I'm really tired of beating you up already. You know, it's getting boring. Because you have nothing, man. You got nothing else.
I just talked about the beautiful Vector Man. I just talked about awesome Pinhead.
That's a nice game. Too little, too late.
And we're not even starting with, you know, how Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and 2, well, 2, pardon me, on Sonic Day, totally shut down New York, man.
Yeah, that game sold a lot.
They said that they lost almost 800 million. They lost almost $800 million in productivity in just New York City with Sonic 2. Sonic the Hedgehog just came out. That was amazing.
Doesn't impress me though, because it didn't beat the sales from this side. So sorry.
The sales from this side? What are you talking about? The sales from this side? You're not even talking about anything.
Go home. You're drunk.
I wish.
No, you see, that in itself, the sales plays into the question that I'm going to ask the viewers out there so they can receive their game. But since we're not in that area yet, I don't want to go ahead and blurt it out. I mean, I could bring you a game that's going to shame that one in terms of sales, but that's actually going to be the question, so I'm not giving it out.
Gotta get some pizza. Pizza time.
Now, little fun fact. As amazing of a game that Sonic the Hedgehog and Sonic the Hedgehog 2 were, because I love both of them, I got to play them.
Yeah, I think 1 is the better platformer overall, but 2 has a better story and the game is much refined.
But in terms of sales, as good as it was the best, probably the best seller on the Sega Genesis side.
I think the best seller was Sonic
It's still,
2.
and I know you're gonna hate what I'm gonna say now, Aaron. I'm sorry, but I'm just stating a fact. It never reached the packing game that had the Super Nintendo, which was Mario World.
Because it's a pack-in game, man. Jesus.
Over 6 million over what Sonic the Hedgehog made. So. Hell yeah. The Turtles were getting it on with April. That's right. That's something that Neo Turbo Maniac said.
What, like a 5-way? We had a 5-way here?
It's saying that the Turtles had five songs with April O'Neil. Actually, it's funny.
Oh, hit the fire hydrant. Did Bad Luck ever show up?
Yep, I agree. I also agree with Neo Turbo. Sonic CD was the best one.
Ooh, Sonic CD was awesome. The music was kind of weird. The Japanese music was actually, I believe, a little better. Of course, I didn't get to experience the Japanese version of the Sega Sonic CD version until I downloaded it for both the Ouya and the Xbox 360.
Well, the Sonic CD, I got the American version when it came out, and I kind of love. It's a guilty pleasure. I kind of love the Sonic
I have two copies
song,
actually.
song.
One is actually sealed, and the other one's my copy I play.
I have got to play this one. Total Carnage.
Total Carnage.
I have a lot of fun memories of playing the arcade of this game.
Should have played some Shinobi. Well, that is a badass game. Alright, I can play this game all day. So dude, what?
When are we gonna do the giveaway?
I don't know. I'm having fun playing games. Who wants to give away the game first? You're Anthony, so I guess you better do your thing first.
You know what we gotta do then?
Keep playing the Turtles.
We're already on the 2-hour mark, dude.
I know. But it's such a fun marathon. Okay, I cleared the screen.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm getting out of it.
Turbomaniac is saying.
I'm getting out of it here.
Neo Turbomaniac is saying that a lot of people didn't like the U.S. soundtrack of Sonic, and that's what I'm saying. That it's a guilty pleasure, but I love the theme song, the Sonic Boom thing. I thought it was pretty cool.
Oh, it was a good soundtrack, but it was a lot better. I think the Japanese version was better. I have to say.
So you out of the game screen yet?
Yep. Almost. There we are.
All right.
Peace.
Okay, so I changed. Let me get out of the hyper spin thing here.
Hyper spin.
All right, guys. So this is the moment of truth. Let me put some.
I agree with you, Mr. Arcade Game. I prefer TMNT on Sega. Thank you. You're a good man. Sega does what Nintendo don't. He won't admit it. I don't think he ever owned a Sega.
They did when they were alive. Unfortunately.
It's how I roll. Sega. Sonic.
No,
hell yeah.
To all the Sega fans out there, I myself include myself in among the Sega fans, by the way. I'm just not a turd like this guy over here.
Turd, listen to you.
At least Sega lives on with Nintendo, because they're doing some of the best games right now are coming from Sega for Nintendo. So nice little turn of events there. Okay. So we're here ready to do the giveaway. Ironically, I'm going to give away Sonic the Hedgehog.
Why not? I'll give away a game. Of course, you know, Nintendo gave away enough of them on the Super Nintendo anyway, but I'll go ahead and give away Super Mario World.
Okay. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so my question for you guys is going to be the following. This is for the Sonic the Hedgehog game.
Drum roll, please.
Here we go. What was the best-selling game that wasn't the pack-in game for the SNES? First one that throws that answer in the chat has the game.
So if I'm the first person, then I get it right, then I get the game, right? Because I know the answer. What could it be? I know. Bum 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 bum. Come on.
Which is the
Anybody get it right?
best-selling game on the SNES that wasn't the packing game.
I'm looking on my side. I don't see anybody commenting anything because they hate Super
Neo
Nintendo, I
Turbo
think.
won it! Neo Turbo! Neo Turbo!
He's going to have a stack of
Neo
games from
Turbo.
us, man. He won one last time.
Oh my god! Neo Turbo's on a roll, man.
Did he get it?
Yes, it was Donkey Kong Country.
Indeed. Quite the
the
classic.
best-selling game, 9 million copies
Quite
of the game.
classic. Very fun game.
But yeah, Neo Turbo won it. So you're the happy, if you can call it that, recipient of Sonic the Hedgehog. So thank you, Neo Turbo, for participating. Now, honorable mention, Afro Soul said Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, and Charlie Cat mentioned Super Mario Kart. So they were close, but no cigar.
Yeah, Mario Kart
Sorry,
sold quite a
guys.
few.
Yeah,
Indeed.
they were close.
Close, close, close. I had it.
Yeah.
I should have answered, so you'd have to mail the thing to me. That'd be funny. All right. So on my end, I'm looking for you guys, somebody on here, on my side, to answer. Hopefully Mr. Arcade Game here wins the whole thing because he came in late. So, what day did Sonic the Hedgehog come out in North America? I believe it also came out in Europe. And you got to pin down the exact day, not the year, not the month, the day. Everything. Day, month, year. Give me the whole shebang. Go. You have to answer a Sonic question so you can get a Mario game. We decided we'd give away a game on each other's favorite system, so. Come on, guys. No cheating. No using Google. Regurgitate what you know. Come on. Anybody out there? Is there anybody gaming?
Now, Mr. Neo Turbo Maniac has just forfeited his game and said that anybody else can have it because he already owns the game, which is commendable. That's very nice of you, Neo. If there's anybody else out there that wants to give it a, I don't know, what do we do? What did you do last time, Aaron? When Anthony
I don't know, I just asked if anybody wanted it. Okay, Arcade Game says June 5th. That's not descriptive enough. Does, well, I don't know. That's not June 5th, so you're wrong. How about bad luck? Anybody out there gonna get it right? Jesus, use the internet if you have to, even though I said not to. Oh my God. We might be a game richer ourselves. Maybe I should just send Mario to you and you can send Sonic to me, even though I think we both own the game. Would that work? June 23rd. Mr. Charlie Cat. What year, buddy? What year? You're close. Come on, Anthony. What year? It says on my side I've got 3 people watching and then 2 people. 1991! Yeah! Anthony's the winner! Hell yes! Okay. So, Anthony, you are now the proud owner of a beat-up, but still fun. And you can't say give it to somebody else because there is nobody else. It's us and you. That's it. 91. You're the man. Super Mario World. It's yours, buddy. Send me a message and I'll send it to you. If you don't like it, you can sell on eBay or something. That's it.
So do we apply the same system to Neo Turbo? Because he just
maybe we should just send it to him anyway.
he didn't say. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Just send it and whatever. You know, throw it away if you want.
I don't know. What do you want to use it to trade to somebody? Neo Turbo?
Nobody wants to give Sonic a home. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is sad. This is so sad. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. He's doing a nice thing. He has the game already.
That's nice of him to give it up.
Yeah, of course. I'm just messing with you guys.
Sounds good, Anthony. I'm happy to send the game to you. That's awesome. Glad you won, buddy.
This was great, man.
It was fun.
So
did you give up yet?
We got to the.
Did you give up yet?
We got to the part.
Are you
What do you
gonna
mean give up?
Are you gonna admit defeat?
No way in hell.
Are you admitting
No,
defeat?
hell no.
Why
That's
not?
never gonna happen.
Sega does what
Never
Nintendo
did
don't.
happen.
Blast processing. An amazing CPU, which was even staggering by today's standards, which was 7.67 megahertz. It's 64 kilobytes of RAM.
We just found a foster home for Sonic.
Where's he going?
So he doesn't feel, actually Anthony wants to take it.
Anthony wants it too?
So,
well, Anthony did win twice
Anthony,
last time. 2 weeks ago, he did win twice. So.
Thank you, Anthony.
So
Anthony is becoming an institution.
He's the man. So he's gotten 3 out of the 4 questions right so far.
Oh my God. Oh.
That's pretty good.
I need some whiskey, man. I need some whiskey.
I need another beer.
Reals,
that's
Dude. All I'm gonna say right now is
you have to give up. I'm not leaving until you give up.
No. I'm
Give
not
up.
giving up tight. Even if I had lost, which I didn't, not by a huge margin.
Yeah, you lost.
You people who just got in here.
As soon as I played Golden Axe 2, he lost.
Oh, of course, yeah. In your mind, in your deranged mind.
What are you talking about, man? It's not even close.
You got nothing, man. You got absolutely nothing. No argument, no validity, no nothing, man.
I told you the games stand for themselves, man. The games stand for themselves. Shinobi, Golden Axe, Sonic the Hedgehog, Alex the Kid,
with a 6-button
Vector
game
Man.
and a 3-button controller.
Because I'm playing on an emulator, you crazy bastard. Oh my God. I mean, it just keeps going on and on and on. Columns. Awesome game.
If you had
best puzzler of the generation.
System,
undeniable.
If you had, okay, he won't shut up, so let him talk everything that he needs to talk, and then after he finishes, then I'll give you guys thank you for
thanks for showing up as always.
Us share these memories and the fact that we get to remember how SNES basically destroyed Sega Genesis after a certain period of time. So yeah,
Shining Force.
We have the better
Good
games.
Stuff. Nah. Some genres, yes.
The most
overall, no.
Everlasting games.
Everlasting.
Best of the third parties.
I think he sat down to read the Bible. And he started putting SNES every other word.
In
I think that's what happened.
Okay, guys, thanks a lot. This was really fun, but I'm getting tired of listening to this guy.
Remember to like, subscribe, and comment. Check out
nerves.
Twitter, Twitch, Hitbox, and YouTube gaming channels. As always, thank you for subscribing.
Take care, guys.
Like, subscribe, and comment.
Peace.
Happy gaming. Peace out.